Give me the next 9 minutes and you'll finally understand the YouTube algorithm. After growing my own channel from 0 to over 50,000 subscribers last year and taking over 7 other YouTube channels to over 100,000 subs, I realized that 99% of people don't understand how YouTube actually works. So in the next 9 minutes, I'm gonna break down everything that you need to know, from the YouTube impression war to viewer fatigue, and even how to actually use YouTube keywords the right way, so that you can finally grow your channel to 1,000, 10,000, or even 100,000 subscribers this year. And I promise you haven't heard what I'm about to tell you before. Have you heard of the game King of the Hill? Well, King of the Hill is a game where somebody stands on the peak of a small hill, and each player will try to knock the person on the top of the hill off to claim that spot. And at the end of the timer, whoever is at the top of the hill is the winner. The YouTube algorithm works the exact same way. In each niche, at any given time, there are hundreds of videos fighting for that top spot on the YouTube homepage. And videos that are strong enough to push the other videos off of the homepage will take that spot until another one comes along that's stronger than them. So just like in King of the Hill, the strongest player usually wins. But what actually makes one video stronger than another? Well, it's a mix of a few things: the thumbnail, the title, the script, the editing, and the storytelling. These are the 5 main elements that determine whether your video is strong or weak. And if you can optimize these, then it increases your chances of knocking another player off that top spot. But just like sports, there are levels to this game. Most people start off in the little leagues, and then the best people who practice for decades go on to the Olympics. And just like that process where somebody would move from the little leagues to a middle school team, to a high school team, then college, then professional, and then maybe even the Olympics, there are levels that you have to work your way through, practice at, and then beat in order to get to that top spot. And we call these levels that your video has to win at impression levels. Now, the first level starts when a video gets around 1,000 impressions. If we assume that our click-through rate is 5%, that means that we will get 50 views. Now, this is the easiest level to pass, and it's very likely that many of your videos right now have already beaten this impression level, because at that level, YouTube is typically sending your video out to its most interested audience. For example, if I make a video about coffee shops in New York City, it would be sent to the most dedicated 1,000 coffee shop lovers directly living in New York. And when that happens, they have a very high likelihood to go on and click. Now, the next level is the 10,000 impression level. And this is when your videos start to get 200 to 800 views. Now, this one is a little harder, but if you've been posting consistently, you'll probably have a few videos that go into this range. At this level, our coffee shop video will still be pushed to the diehard 1,000 coffee fans in New York, but it would also get pushed out to 9,000 more casual coffee drinkers. And while they're still pretty likely to click, they'd have a little bit lower probability of clicking than the 1,000 diehard coffee fans. So if you don't have a good thumbnail on there, they'll probably end up scrolling past it. But if you can get those viewers to click, then you move on to level 3. The next level is 100,000 impressions, or 2,000 to 8,000 views per video. Now, this level is significantly more difficult to compete at, which is why the majority of videos that actually reach this impression level and get these kind of views have great titles, great scripts, great storytelling, and good editing. And this is usually the hardest level for someone to break through consistently, because going back to our coffee example, now we're targeting the whole city, whether they're super interested in coffee or maybe just a casual drinker. So our title and thumbnail have to hook even someone who's not necessarily a coffee fanatic into the video. And this goes on, continually getting harder and harder until you end up targeting the entire world. And that level of competition is essentially just Mr. Beast, who is the ultimate king of the hill on YouTube. Now, your video is constantly competing at each of these impression levels, fighting against hundreds of others to get to that top spot. And if you end up losing against another video, then that is when you'll see this. But there's a way to beat this system that all of the top YouTubers are using. And I see 99% of small YouTubers completely messing it up, which leads to them every single day waking up with no new subscribers. But once you understand it, the YouTube algorithm will actually start to reward you and push your videos out to hundreds of thousands of people at a time. The key is your audience, because YouTube is all about audiences. Think about it. If you have an audience of 10,000 people that are all diehard coffee fans, and then you make a video about coffee, well, that video will have a gigantic boost once you publish it. Literally all of your audience is going to go watch that video, which tells YouTube that, wow, this is a phenomenal video for your audience. And the bigger your channel becomes, the more impression levels that you can just skip right through, even if your video is not great. Because if you have 10,000 people who all watch your video coming from your subscribers, then YouTube is very likely to start pushing that video out to around 100,000 people. But most beginners completely mess this up. They'll make one video on coffee, then one vlog, and then one workout video. This completely messes up your channel because you're talking to multiple audiences on the exact same channel. So when you make a video on coffee, it'll get sent to your vlog audience and then your workout audience. And this kills the video before it even has a chance to shine, because YouTube would see that all of your subscribers are not watching. So why why would they even bother pushing it out to new people? But if you make your channel for one specific person, then every single time that you post, it'll get pushed out to that audience who cares about the video that you're posting, and then YouTube will promote it. And this is how the best YouTubers in the entire world get millions of views. But if you're just posting the same video over and over again, your viewers will eventually get super bored and completely stop watching. This is called viewer fatigue, and if you learn how to avoid it, your channel will grow exponentially. Now, viewers need different content to stay engaged, but most people just don't do this, so their channel just slowly starts to die. So to fix this, all you need to do is make 3 types of content: broad, specific, and special. And I'm gonna show you exactly how this works on a channel that we grew from 0 to over 40,000 subscribers in just under 4 months. I want you to meet Heather. She teaches people how to bake sourdough. Her broad content is extremely simple. It's how to bake sourdough. Now, everybody who subscribes to her content is interested in that topic, and therefore it almost always gets the most views. But if we made that video every single time, then eventually her viewers are gonna get bored of watching the same tutorial over and over again. So we need to include specific content in order to keep those viewers engaged. Now, specific content is videos like this. This gives people a more specific topic to dive deep on. Have a workout channel, make a video on abs, your arms, or your legs. The key here is specific parts that make up the whole. But then we have special content. And these are one-off videos that just give your audience something different. These could be interviews, podcasts, challenges, etc. For Heather, these are specific recipe videos that her viewers can try and make at home. These give a ton of variety to your channel. And if you'd like us to work with you on your channel and build out a custom content and monetization strategy to blow up your content and business, then go ahead and click the first link in the description. But the real question is, how do you go from 0 to your first 10,000 people? Well, it all comes down to taking advantage of YouTube's recommendation algorithm. It works like this. YouTube will read your video to determine who is the best person to send it to. It'll look at your transcript, your video visuals, it'll look at your title, your thumbnail, your description, your tags, and your metadata. After it reads all that, they will send it out to the person that they think is most likely to watch it. So it is extremely important that you are able to tell YouTube who that exact right viewer is without making them guess. Because if they guess wrong, then your video just flops. So to do this, we need to start with our main keywords. For example, if I go back to the coffee shops in New York, you would have 2 main keywords: coffee and New York. Now you need to make sure that these 2 keywords end up in every area that YouTube looks at. The title should be something like the best coffee shops in New York City. The thumbnail should show a picture of coffee, and then maybe behind it is the Empire State Building. And yes, YouTube analyzes the pictures. The intro should be, I'm about to show you the best coffee shops in New York City. Your tags should have coffee in New York. And even the file names should be newyorkcoffee.png.mov. And then last but not least, when you're adding your timestamps, make sure to include some keywords somewhere in the timestamps that say the best coffee shop in New York City. Now, all of this combines to push your content out to the right people. And if you understand this, then you can start to build your channel to its first 100,000 subscribers. But understanding the algorithm is really just the first step. You now need to learn how to actually make great videos, great titles, great thumbnails, great scripts, great editing, great storytelling, all of the things that make your videos strong. So that's why I made a completely free YouTube course with over 6 hours of content that goes over everything that you could possibly need to know in order to scale your channel from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers in 2026. So watch this video next, where I'll show you what it is, how it works, and how to get access so that you can blow up your channel in 2026 for free. Thanks and have a great day.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMMShiba and SMMDodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders, and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.